September 26, 1983 began in silence. Deep beneath the surface of the Soviet Union, inside a fortified military bunker designed to survive the unthinkable, a small group of officers carried out what appeared to be another routine night shift. Rows of analog computers hummed softly. Radar screens glowed in shades of green. The air carried a quiet tension familiar only to those who lived their lives preparing for a war everyone hoped would never come. Outside, the world slept peacefully. Families rested, cities breathed quietly through the night. Millions of people lived ordinary moments, completely unaware that within minutes, humanity would drift dangerously close to nuclear catastrophe. The Cold War was not fought only through speeches or diplomacy. It existed in hidden rooms like this one, rooms built for decisions that could never be taken back. Every blinking light mattered, every signal demanded attention, and every decision carried consequences measured not in lives, but in civilizations. By the early 1980s, fear had become routine. The United States and the Soviet Union possessed nuclear arsenals capable of destroying the planet many times over. Military planners understood a terrifying truth. Modern war would unfold faster than human reasoning could comfortably follow. Missiles could cross continents in less than 30 minutes. Decisions would need to be made in seconds. To prevent surprise attacks, automated warning systems watched the skies without rest. Satellites scanned constantly, searching for the heat signatures of missile launches. Computers calculated trajectories instantly. Technology was meant to eliminate doubt, but technology, like the humans who created it, was not immune to failure. Earlier that same month, tensions had already escalated dramatically. Soviet forces had shot down Korean Airlines Flight 007 after mistaking it for an American reconnaissance aircraft. Hundreds of civilians died. International outrage followed. Inside Soviet leadership, paranoia deepened. Many officials believed the West might already be preparing a first strike disguised as routine activity. Military readiness increased. Warning systems operated under heightened sensitivity. It was in this atmosphere of suspicion and fear that Lieutenant Colonel Stanislav Petrov began his shift. Petrov was not a famous commander. He was not a political figure. He was an engineer, calm, analytical, and trained to understand complex systems rather than command armies. His responsibility seemed simple on paper. He supervised the OCO Early Warning System, a satellite network designed to detect American missile launches the moment they occurred. If the system confirmed an attack, his report would move instantly through the chain of command. Within minutes, Soviet leadership could authorize nuclear retaliation. The process allowed little room for hesitation. Shortly after midnight, the routine shattered. An alarm broke the silence. Sharp, sudden, impossible to ignore. A warning indicator flashed across the main display. Missile launch detected. The room transformed instantly. Red lights illuminated the bunker. Operators turned toward their consoles as computers calculated impact trajectories in real time. According to the system, a nuclear missile had been launched from the United States towards Soviet territory. Moments later, another alert appeared. Then another. Then another. 5 missiles were now detected heading toward the Soviet Union. Training dictated immediate action. Protocol required confirmation without delay. Every second mattered. If the attack were real, hesitation could prevent retaliation and guarantee destruction. The alarms continued, relentless, mechanical, uncertain. Officers looked toward Petrov, waiting. Yet amid the chaos, something felt wrong. Petrov studied the data carefully. A genuine American first strike would almost certainly involve hundreds of missiles launched simultaneously. 5 missiles seemed strangely limited, illogical, inconsistent with known military strategy. The computers displayed certainty. Probability indicators insisted the attack was real, but Petrov hesitated. The conflict unfolding inside him was profound. Years of military training demanded obedience. His analytical instincts urged caution. Trust the machine or trust human judgment? The weight of the moment was unimaginable. A confirmation report could trigger retaliation within minutes. Nuclear missiles would launch, cities would vanish, history itself would divide into before and after. Petrov chose to wait, against protocol, against expectation, against the authority of the automated system itself. He reported the warning as a false alarm. The decision did not bring relief. Instead, it began the longest minutes of his life. If he was wrong, nuclear explosions would soon appear across Soviet territory. There would be no correction, no explanation, only irreversible consequence. The room fell silent. Personnel watched their instruments. Seconds stretched endlessly. Time felt suspended between survival and destruction. But no missiles arrived. No explosions came. No war began. Gradually, realization spread through the bunker. The system had made a mistake. Later investigations revealed an extraordinary cause. Soviet satellites had mistaken sunlight reflecting off high-altitude clouds for missile launches. A rare alignment of orbital position and atmospheric conditions fooled one of the most advanced military systems ever created. The world had almost ended because of sunlight. Petrov received little recognition. The incident remained classified for years. Official reports focused on procedural irregularities rather than the catastrophe that had been avoided. Only decades later would the truth emerge. History often celebrates leaders in battles, yet survival sometimes depends on quiet decisions made far from public attention by individuals whose names remain unknown. On that night in 1983, humanity survived not because of power, technology, or weapons. It survived because one man allowed doubt to exist where certainty was expected. Stanislav Petrov returned to ordinary life, largely unknown to the world he may have saved. Millions continued living, loving, and growing older without ever realizing how fragile their future once had been. For decades, the story remained hidden, until the vault of history finally opened and revealed how close the world had come to ending, not with an explosion, but with a misunderstanding.